I invited my affiliate James onto a Zoom call with me where he showed me how he scaled his agency to 32 paying SaaS clients in just 5 months, and he's only 20 years old. Here's the recording of the call. What's up, everybody? I'm here with James Clark, the man. James, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how old you are, what your background is, etc.
Alrighty, so my name is James, like Jasper was saying. I'm based here in Austin, Texas, pretty much Central Texas, pretty much Round Rock actually, but Austin area, same thing. But yeah, so I've been doing Go High Level for about 5 months. The first few months, I wasn't really taking it seriously, but then I locked in and then I was able to get it to about 32 clients, so that's good. Um, but yeah, so my business background, I mean, I took business courses all throughout high school and even some in middle school, seventh, eighth grade, things like that. I even did one semester of business in college, but I quickly found out that that stuff is old, like literally nothing's new there. All the stuff they teach you is very, very outdated. So I did one semester of that and then I was like, no, I'm done. But yeah, I mean, I also had my own landscaping company while I was in high school. That taught me a lot about customer service, booking people in and getting jobs done and doing lawn work. That's definitely a hard job, so it taught me a lot. But I also do Faceless YouTube, and then I also do Amazon FBA as well. So I mean, I'm pretty much dibble dabble in everything. And yeah.
Tell us, I was really interested in hearing about the Faceless YouTube stuff the other day when we were on a call. Like tell everybody a little bit about that, like how much you scaled that to, and then also with your like Amazon FBA stuff. I think people would be interested to know because you didn't just like jump into high level and grow this agency. Like you have a pretty good business background and you've been successful from what we were chatting about the other day in other stuff. So tell us a little bit about the Faceless YouTube and how you were able to scale that, or even what Faceless YouTube is, so people can get a good idea of that.
Okay. Yeah, so Faceless YouTube, what it is literally in the name. Like, you don't show your face. You're not a vlogger, with a camera on your face or anything like that. You pretty much just find a niche and where you don't have to show your face. So pretty much like space news, that's one that I've done. And then another one are those sleep channels, where you have a background, like fall asleep in space for 10 hours, and then you have just a space sound on loop. And then yeah, so it's about 10 hours, 24 hours. You can do whatever you would like. But I mean, yeah, that's really pretty much what it was. And I scaled that YouTube channel up in a year. Actually, less than a year. Definitely less than a year. About 6, 7 months, I was able to make $12,000 off that. And YouTube in the YouTube world, that's very, very good because typically people have to do that for three years at least, most of the time. But yeah, so I was able to do that. I also have a Charlie Munger, all those billionaires, stuff like that. I have a YouTube channel on that and talking about their strategies. And it's all faceless, so it's just pretty much animations on the whiteboard. And so that's how I would do those types of videos. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it on the faceless side of things. So two channels on that. And then the Amazon FBA, that one I got into, I believe, last year. And I got pretty good traction on that. I have a wholesale license. I have an LLC in the state of Texas. Everything you need to be a wholesaler. So pretty much what people do with Amazon FBA is that they'll order products from China and then get them shipped to a warehouse. But I didn't like that method at all. I actually did that for two products, completely failed. Not saying you can't, get money in it, but I found a better way. And this is where you actually have a wholesale license and you can reach out to brands like Lysol, Clorox, Finish, the Finish pods you throw in the dishwasher, reached out to those different types of brands. And so they give it to you at a wholesale price, ship it over to the Amazon warehouses wherever they tell you, and then you're an Amazon seller. And you make definitely good money on it. You just have to be willing to put the money up front for those bulk orders, like 3, 4,000, just depends.
Very cool. I like to hear about that kind of stuff because like you've been successful. Like you're the type of guy that I feel like no matter what you do, you will go full in on it and you'll succeed in it, at least to
Um,
some extent. And how old are you again?
Oh, sorry, I left that part out. I'm 20.
Yeah, that's insane. You're like wise beyond you have experience way beyond your years. Like very few 20-year-olds are in the spot that you're in right now.
Mhm.
And it's just really cool to hear that you've been hustling since like high school with your landscaping business, Faceless YouTube, Amazon FBA. That's incredible.
Yeah, really, I've been doing it since seventh grade. Like even when fidget spinners were a thing and those were booming, I wish I knew about Shopify or even if that was a thing, but pretty much drop shipping. I wish I knew about that. But even in seventh grade, man, I was like the fidget spinner plug. Like everybody would know that I had the fidget spinners. They'd be walking up to me during class. So really, I've been doing this since I was young, man. But yeah,
Correction, he's been hustling since middle school.
yeah, I've been trying.
That's awesome, man. Tell us a little bit about, I know you said you've been doing high level for like 5 or 6 months now, or 5 months, and tell us how that journey's been, scaling your agency, maybe a little bit of like who you've gone after, what type of clients you've gone after, what's your business model, like what you're offering them, just some of that kind of stuff.
All right. So yeah, like I said, I've been at it for about 5 or 6 months. And whenever I started the free trial, whenever I signed up under you, I wouldn't say I wasn't necessarily taking it seriously in that extent, but I just didn't. I saw the value in it, but I just thought like, man, I'm really gonna be able to sign up clients. Like I just kind of like put it off, still was doing it, but kind of was putting it off to the side. But then I just really went all in, especially after watching your videos and everybody else's, but mainly yours. And I learned a lot from your videos about how everything works and how you should go at and angle yourself as an agency. And then so like within 5 months, I was able to get 32 clients. So that was very, very good. And yeah, so my typical offer, it just depends on what I feel from the person. So typically the best method I would say is cold calling. That's definitely the top one for me. And so when you're on the call with the person, make sure that it's an offer that you can't turn down. So if you're on a cold call and you're saying, "Hey, this is so and so with Spark Growth, just saw your website, could use an update," just kind of tell them what the issue is that you're calling about, and then you make sure to follow that up with, "Hey, I already have a website; it's already done for you. Just I can hop on a Zoom call, show you how everything works on the back end. We have plenty of other services that will complement the website to go along with it. Just let me know whenever you're available, and I can go ahead and show you that." And then typically, they hear that and they're like, "Oh man, this guy already has a website done. He's on it. So let me go ahead and book the call with him." So typically that's what it's going to look like. Now, as part of deeper into the offer, like I was mentioning before, whenever you actually have them on the call, try and dig at them and see what they're missing and then go based off that. So if they're only missing about 3 features, then typically you don't want to go for the 297 plan, the plan in the middle. You want to, keep them on the 97, let them use the 3 features because a lot of people, they might already have those different features like QuickBooks and stuff like that. So, you just want to dig at them, see what they're in need of, and then base your offer off of that. And so the 297, that's typically going to be the SEO package for me, the content, social media post, everything like that. The 97, that one's just going to be website and then 3 features of GoHighLevel. And then the 500 a month, that's all the GoHighLevel features with the ads and everything like that. Same with the 297, you're going to get all the GoHighLevel features as well. But pretty much my point is that you just have to dig and see what they're looking for and make sure that it makes sense to them to be able to pay that amount to where they find value in it. So it just depends.
Right on. And do you do websites for all your clients
Yeah,
mainly?
so I've been signed on anyone where they're just using features. Everyone I'm working with right now is in need of a website or their website's super old. It's just a, one pager that's splotchy, information over here, over there. So yeah, just mainly websites with features along to complement it.
Nice. Do you do any sort of setup fee or are you waiving setup fees, just charging a monthly subscription? What does that look like for you?
So right now, I know I could have definitely made some money off of some setup fees, but since I'm just starting out, I know I have 32 right now, but I want to get testimonials in place soon and start getting that side of things rolling. So right now I'm doing no setup fee. It's just all monthly cost. And I'm still even seeing the value in that. Like you, I know with your agency, you might do startup costs, but and I know you see the money in that too. But if I'm just starting out, then I'm not going to say $1,000 setup fee and then the monthly fee if you have nothing really to back it up, if that makes sense.
Definitely. That's a really good strategy. Because setup fees are definitely harder to charge. It's something that gives people a little bit more objections whenever it comes up at the end of the sales call. So it's great that you're learning. And then eventually, once you get those testimonials, you'll be able to charge those setup fees and it'll be a lot easier just because you have the experience, you know the workflow, you can onboard clients super easily, and you'll just be able to um like just prove, what you've done for other clients. So definitely it's kind of humbling to have to do that. Like everybody wants to jump in here and start charging these really high setup fees, 2,000,
Definitely.
$3,000 setup fees. But sometimes it's better to make the sale, learn working with that client, and just charge them just a monthly subscription. You're still making great money. Like even in
Yeah.
5 months, you've scaled to over 30 clients. That's still hard to do even without setup fees. So that's well, we could agree maybe it's not that hard to do. People make it harder than it is. But what's some of the outreach strategies that you've been using to get these clients? You mentioned cold calling. How are you finding these businesses to call in the first place? Like, are you just going through Google Maps, or like what does that look like for you?
So yeah, I go through Google Maps, and then I go down the line, search by city, and then obviously the niche along to go with that. And then also I'll do, I guess you could say very, very specific searches. Did you want me to share my screen for that part?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So this is what I mean by specific, um, I guess you could say searches. So pretty much you just do quotations and then you add I guess you could say a source for the site. So typically people might use WordPress to build their site. So you just do WordPress and then 2024 because that means it's built in 2024. So that person might have just built it. And the reason why you might do 2024 is because if that means they might have done it themselves. And then so typically you can find the errors that they made in it. and things they did wrong because they most of the time they might have done it themselves. And then you can do the niche right after that in quotations. And so that right there, Google will pull up the list and then you can go through it. Some of them might not be businesses. Some of them might be blogs from corporations. I don't even know how they even pop up. But so, some of them might be business. You just kind of have to go through it and filter them out. But I mean, that's one search strategy I use. I mean, there's other word site. I mean, not word site. There's other website sources other than WordPress that you can do. And you just pretty much have to play it. Just play with it, see different niches. Maybe even 2023, you can do that as well. You just kind of have to play with it and then give them a cold call and then do exactly what I mentioned before. Make sure that you have an offer to go along with the cold call, that it's hard to turn down, and then you'll be all good to go from there.
Dude, that's money. That's awesome. So with the WordPress, are you just finding that a lot of the WordPress websites that these people have aren't very good? Is that why you're targeting WordPress? And you think like that's typically something you can make a better looking site then?
Yes, that's typically what I've been seeing. And like I mentioned before, typically some people they might not want to pay someone, so they try and do it themselves, and it's not going to look good. If you have no background in web design, then it's not going to turn out good. So that's why I target the WordPress, and it's also one of the biggest website builders you can use out there, and one of the most credible. So typically, a business is going to go with a credible website builder, and they're not going to go with some no-name website builder. So that's why I target the WordPress one specifically, because typically the higher businesses will go with that one, typically.
Not like more established businesses that have more income coming in, so they'll
Mhm.
be more likely to be able to pay you.
Yep, that's what I meant. Yeah, yeah, you just summed that up
Oh,
perfectly. So pretty much it's gonna target those people that have that more, money they can give up, which I know they try to build it themselves, or maybe they even paid a website builder and it still doesn't look good. And you can still wiggle your way in and show them value. And like I mentioned before, you showing them that sample website and them sitting down that Zoom call, as long as you make it better than what they had, they're gonna be amazed. And especially with the Go High Level features on top of that, then that's really gonna solidify you as like an all-in-one solution and a website to go along with that. So really if you're on a Zoom call, there should be no doubt in their mind of why they shouldn't sign up with you.
dude, that's super smart. This is an awesome strategy. Another one that you could do is like now that I'm thinking about it, powered by Podium, because Podium is another software out there
Mhm.
that has some of the same features as GoHighLevel, but Podium is way more expensive. Podium's minimum plan, I think, is like $1,000 a month that they
Uh-huh.
charge. And they're really just doing a lot of the same stuff as GoHighLevel. They don't do the websites though. They just do like a chat widget bubble and they do like the forms and then they do like payment processing and that's it. And GoHighLevel does all that plus a
Yeah.
million other things as we know. And so you could do the exact same thing. You do like powered by Podium and you could find all the people who are paying Podium. They're all going to be paying them, $1,000 a month minimums. And we could come in and say, hey, ours is only $500 a month. It does all the same stuff as Podium, but at half the cost at like 500 a month or, just whatever you want to charge and give them a way better deal for a way better system and software plus a website, um, which, yeah, you can charge a setup fee for. So anyway, that's an awesome strategy. Thank you for sharing that. I think people find a lot of value. So you're just clicking on those websites that pop up in the search and you're just finding like a phone number on their site somewhere and then you're just kind of giving them a cold call.
Yep. I mean, sometimes I'll even send a cold email, which there's services for that instantly. And then there's even another one that you were just talking about. I forgot the name of it. But yeah, that one. And then sometimes I'll manually do it, pull the email off the website, send them an email, and then hopefully they'll respond to it. But yeah, there's just mainly just cold calling, pulling that number off the website, giving them a call, and then going from there.
That's awesome. What are like, have you run into any struggles with like most people struggle with getting clients in the first place. If you've
Mhm.
gotten 30 clients in 5 months, it doesn't sound like you're struggling too much with that, but have there been any struggles with like client onboarding or just getting clients in the first place? Like, what are some of the biggest struggles you've seen starting your agency?
All right, so yeah, I mean, there's not really too many because once you have it set up, then really you're just hands off from there because it's all automation based and everything like that. So really, there's only two things I would have to say. Number one is, you sign up a client, you get all their automation set up, you have their website going. But I'm the type of person where I'm like kind of paranoid if they're actually using everything. So I guess you could say seeing if people or if they're actual clients using the features, I guess you could say, because if they're paying all this money and you don't want them to leave because then that's them leaving you as an agency and you obviously losing money. But just making sure that they're using all those features and actually seeing the value and everything. So on the initial Zoom call, they're gonna be like, yeah, yeah, that sounds good. You show them all the value, show them all the features. But then at the end of the day, if it's just one person running the business, they might not have time to, do all this different type of stuff. Really, it's just a few clicks of a button to trigger automations and everything like that. But the person themselves, they're not going to think of that. they're just ready to go home at the end of the day. So, they might not use the features that they're paying for. And some of them might just see the value and the cost just for their website, which that's good. But, I'm just saying in a sense of I really would like to see everything in full motion work for their business with the Go High Level software. But I mean, hey, if they're paying you, then they're paying you. But, that's just one of my. But then the
And that's a
second,
big
oh, sorry,
reason
go ahead.
that's a big reason we do the websites, because like, yeah, this is a pretty vast platform. It sounds like you're limiting the features, so there's not as many that you're giving them access to, but like there's a it can be kind of hard to learn. There can be a pretty steep learning curve for just Go High Level in general. So having the website there keeps them stuck in. It's a very sticky offer, because if they cancel,
Mhm,
they're also losing access to that website, to the software, to all the automations that you set up for them. And so the website's a big piece of a lot of these businesses, and it's a very hard thing to ditch unless they're just completely like going out of business or something like that. I've seen a few of my clients cancel just because they were startups and they just didn't really go anywhere with their business. And they were like, yeah, Jasper, I don't even really run my business anymore. I don't need the website. But all the clients that I've gotten that have been established businesses, have been in business for multiple years and are making good money, they'll never cancel. None of them have canceled on me. So that's yeah, we want them to use the software for sure, because there's a lot of benefit to it. But if they're not using it, it's also not the end of the world, because we're still charging them for the website, which is also a big value,
mhm,
and automation that happens automatically. So I think having an offer that's as hands off as possible for your client is actually better. You don't want to have to give them all these features of this software
mhm,
and say, have fun with this and run with this. And then they start getting confused, and then they have to reach out to you more, which takes more of your time, and that you can't, continue to grow your business and keep doing outreach. And so, yeah, um, I think it's great what you're doing to kind of keep that offer really simple with just a few of the features plus the website.
Yeah, and so that was a good point you made. That is another thing that I can see, having an issue with. So in the beginning, I was so excited, about so excited, and I guess I was so eager to get clients on, where I was kind of over offering them in a sense. So like whenever I first started, I was doing the 97 a month plan and then giving them literally the full access to the software. And then I was also telling them every single feature on the Zoom call. And I noticed a lot of the times like that could over I guess you could say like
Overwhelm them.
yeah, overwhelm them. Yeah. Yeah, overwhelm them and they won't know what's going on anymore. They'll be like, man, this is going to change my business too much because you also have to remember that these are people's businesses and they could have put th 3, 4, even longer years into that. And so, if they feel any type of way that this is going to mess with their business or it's just too much for them, then they're not going to want to sign up. And so I quickly learned that in the beginning. And then that's whenever I started making that offer of, okay, the 97 a month, I'll let you choose any 3 features you like. And then the 297, all the features, full access, I'll do 3 posts a week on your social media platforms. And then the 500 a month, like I mentioned before, that's just everything that I mentioned in the 297, just with the ad management on top of that. So really, you just need to dig, like I said before, see what the client needs, and then make your offer based on that.
Heck yeah. Other than the setup phase, like how much time would you say you're putting in with each client per week on the services that you're offering? Is it just like a pretty small time commitment, or are you putting in a lot of time with each client? What does that look like?
Well, I actually have 3 VAs that do the websites for me. I used to do the
Oh, yeah.
websites in the beginning. So, and then I quickly realized that it just takes too much time. I mean, you can use templates, change them around. That part's good. You can definitely do that. But I wanted to make it more customized per client, I guess you could say. So that's whenever I did 3 VAs. I even have more than that, but sometimes I bring them on if need be. And then if I don't need them, then I'll just keep them, on the back burner, I guess. But yeah, so if they're needed, I would highly recommend getting them because it's going to definitely boost your workflow because instead of spending all that time working on the website, you can be over there cold calling and trying to get more clients on rather than spending that time on the websites. But yeah, so I have 3 VAs and they just do their own thing. I just pay them their own contracts. So I just set the amount of hours that I want for that contract. Once they hit it, I pay them out. And yeah, so that's just pretty much it. I outsource it. The automations I do, they're very easy. I just copy them to sub account to sub account to sub account and then change the credentials. I guess you say, or the business names of the people and everything like that. But yeah, so I mean everything's really hands off. It doesn't take long. You shouldn't be spending on automation side of things, you shouldn't be spending more than, I would say 30 minutes if you have your system right. 30 minutes setting up the automations. And then, like I said, I don't really have to worry about the website side of things. I just tell them what the business is, give them everything they need, their service areas, their social medias, and then they already know what to do at this point.
That's money. So a little bit of time up front, but like the it's pretty hands off after you get everything set up for your clients, what you're saying.
Yep. So just get them on, pass it on to your VAs, you drop in the automations, and then even your VAs, you can even get them to where they can build in, automations for you. You can even do that. But I like to control the automations just to make sure because your VAs, they might be overseas and then they're English. Most of the time it's good, but you just got to make sure. So yeah.
Where do you hire your VAs from?
So I think I looked at Fiverr for a little bit. I think I had one on Fiverr, but typically what I like to do is use Upwork people just because they're more long term, I guess you could say. Because with Upwork you can do contracts and you can limit how many hours they hit before that contract is up. So you can do 120 hours they'll put in. And obviously these people are overseas, they're gonna do it for a good price. So you just set the hours, they do it, then you can restart the contract if they're good, and then you can go from there. But yeah, typically Upwork is what I like to use.
Cool, cool. Great source. And then my last question would be like, what are you looking to do in the future with your agency or just, I guess, any other businesses you're looking to do? What are your goals in the future?
So with Go High Level, just as a whole, I really want to make it to where I'm financially free, like where I don't have to worry about, clocking in that 9 to 5 life and just anything like that. And this is definitely achievable with Go High Level. Like it's definitely, definitely achievable. I can't say that enough because you're providing value to people. And so, just think about if you go to, let's just say Starbucks. Why are you going to Starbucks? Because everybody sees the value in it because they're one of the biggest, Starbucks corporations in the world. And, everybody likes their coffee most of the time. So people are always going to go to Starbucks. So, because they see the value. Whereas if you're providing all these services that these companies aren't even offering, Go High Level has so many features that these businesses aren't offering. And so they're going to see the value in that, especially if your offer is right. So pretty much what I'm saying is they're going to see the value in it if you pitch it right. And so that's just going to bring you in more money and it's just going to make everyone happier as a whole. And I genuinely like helping businesses. Like I'm not just in it for the money. I want to see them rank higher on Google, things like that. I want to see them grow. And then also that's just going to make me grow as well because obviously I'm getting paid from it. But so yeah, just being able to be financially free, being able to not have to clock in anymore. And really all this that I'm doing, the Faceless YouTube, the Go High Level, the Amazon FBA, really all that's for is for my future. If I do have kids, you never know. If I do have kids, then I don't want to be the dad that's always at work. I want to be there for the kids, be able to take them to do stuff, just have fun with them, travel, do stuff like that. So really all of it, I'm just grinding right now for the future. That's really what I'm looking forward to. And then also helping other people, not just on a sense of a client way, but also on people that want to grow with Go High Level. So I plan on doing my own affiliate program, especially since I feel like I've grown so much in that short amount of time. Definitely want to do that and help other people grow with that side of things. Definitely. But yeah, so like I said, overall goal, just be financially free, being able to be my own boss essentially. And with Go High Level, you don't need to put a lot of hours in. Once you have a certain amount of client base, you can even stop. Say you hit 10K a month, you can just stop. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying, like you can even stop and just do that. How about monthly recurring revenue coming in? But yeah, so overall goal, financially free, be there for the people that I want to be there for.
Dude, at your rate, at your pace, dude, you'll probably hit it by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's actually my
Honestly,
goal, man. The end of the year, that's what I wanted to do. But,
that's
yeah,
awesome. And like, I want to speak to how achievable this is for like what you've done. Like 5 months seems like a short amount of time to get 30, what do you say, 30 something clients?
32, yeah.
32 clients, but like, what does that come? That's like, I don't know what the math would be on that, like a client a week, maybe something
Yeah,
like that.
maybe something like that, yeah.
One or two clients a week, which is not hard to do. Are you putting in like a full work week into this to like outreach? And are you doing like 40 hours a week? Or like, I guess I should ask that. How many hours a week are you putting into this to get 32 clients in 5 months?
It really depends on the day because sometimes I wouldn't say completely chill for the day, but I'll do some other stuff along with the day. But if I'm just sitting down at the computer, then maybe 4 to 5 hours, maybe. And that's just also to help my old clients. Like not all that's just cold call outreach. Really,
Mhm.
most of it is making sure clients are good, making sure that their websites are done correctly, like more on the back end side of things. Whereas the cold calling side, I mean, you can find someone, it's just a numbers game. Jasper has said this before. Really, all it is just a numbers game. Instagram DMs, you got to make sure to send those. Facebook DMs, cold calling as well. Just a numbers game, really. But I would say all in all, like 4 hours, I would say. Sometimes it would be more. I like to work a lot, so it'll be more than that. But I'm saying from a standpoint, are you asking for me personally, or like what's the general?
Yeah, for you personally, like if
For me
you're saying you
personally,
put in about 4 or 5 hours a day, so what, 20-hour work weeks is what you've been putting in on average, would you say, or more than that?
well, I would say average maybe 4 to 5 hours, but typically my screen time on my MacBook, I've seen it go from 8 to 11 hours in a day. So, I mean, it just depends on the day, but typically average 4 to 5 hours. And that's just because I have a lot of other stuff to do on the other side of stuff. So, it just depends on the day, I guess I should say. But yeah, somewhere around there. So I really typically I could say 4 to 10 hours is the range. It just depends on what you want for that day. So, if you're on a dry streak and you're not getting anybody, then you should put in more time. So it just depends. But 4 to 10 hours is typically the range, I guess I could say for me personally. But I
That's
guess that's why
perfect.
I guess that explains the growth of, the 5 months.
Yeah, well, it's good to hear, like, because it just shows like you really don't have to do this full time necessarily to succeed.
Mhm.
Like, you don't have to put in a full 40-hour work week, 8 hours a day, every single day of the week. Like, even guys who are working a full-time job and just want to do something on the side can still see really good
Definitely.
results. Maybe
Mhm.
not results like you're seeing, but like at least half of what you're seeing pretty easily, even if they're just working in the off hours after they get home from work. So anyway, that's really cool to see that you've scaled it that fast and you're really not working
Mhm.
crazy ton hours. So
Yeah, and I hope people aren't getting discouraged whenever I say that, it depends on the day, 4 to 10 hours, you never know. Because really what you put in is what you're going to get. So, if you're putting in that more time, then you're going to get more clients. But I hope people aren't discouraged by that because really, if you're just cold calling all day, you're bound to find someone. So really, you're going to get money from it. It just depends on if you call the right person, really, and really you can call so many people in a day, or really you'll find someone. Let's just leave it at that. You'll find someone for sure. And like I said, like I do a lot on the back end side of things, which you can outsource that. Um, but that's where a lot of the time is coming in because I like to talk to the clients, make sure everything's good with them, make sure they like everything. So that's mainly where the time is coming from on that side of things. But yeah, don't get discouraged at all. You can definitely have a full-time job and do this. I can say that for sure.
yeah, dude, not too shabby having 32 clients that are paying you 100, couple $100 a month. So that's awesome what you've achieved. But anyway, yeah, that's everything I have for you. I think this brought a lot of value for everybody watching. And James is 20 years old and he's killing it. So there's no excuses for anybody who's older
Yeah.
than James. If you're younger than James, all right, you have a couple years to catch up to him. But if you're older than James, like you guys can absolutely do the exact same thing and scale your agency with HighLevel. So anyway, I appreciate you jumping on here with us. I think you got you have Instagram or any social medias that I can drop down below this video?
Not yet. I'll send it to you over text here in a little. I'm literally gonna start my YouTube channel. Like you're the one that made me start it after this, but I'm
Heck
gonna
yeah.
start it. I'm gonna get the channel art done and everything. But hopefully you can put it in the description or something. But we'll come up with a
Yep.
name and all that. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna come up with that affiliate program soon. But for right now, I would definitely say go with Jasper. I'm telling you, man, this dude is really, really good. He's always on it, and he does a weekly Zoom calls. You can even do it more than once a week with him. You just have to book it. But he's always been a help. Make sure to look at his content because that helped me grow a lot. He's definitely given some good insight along with his YouTube shorts. But yeah, man, Jasper's a man, and make sure to sign up with him in the meantime being.
I appreciate that. And I can't take any credit for James' success because you only jumped on like a few calls with me that I can remember back when you were first starting. And then after that, you just like ran with it. So
Yeah,
um he
it worked out, man. You've been a help though. Like your YouTube video was definitely a big help.
well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Anyway, we'll drop James's YouTube channel below so you guys can go subscribe. And anyway, very good chatting with you, James, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Alrighty. Thank you, Jasper.
Big shout out to James for all the free value he showed us in this video. You can subscribe to his YouTube channel down below. And if you haven't started an agency with HighLevel yet, you can get my website SaaS masterclass down below, and it teaches you how to build websites for businesses and sell them software charging a monthly subscription. It goes over everything, so check that out. And if you haven't started using GoHighLevel yet, you can get a 30-day free trial down below with my affiliate link. When you sign up with my link, you get 2 free Zoom calls with me every single week. I can help answer any questions you have about growing your agency. And I give over $10,000 in free resources just for signing up for the 30-day free trial. And if you're already using GoHighLevel, you can also upgrade through my link down below and get the exact same offer. I appreciate y'all watching this video. Hope you found some value in it, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.